Tamron, I put crease in my jeans as well. I don't know if you into older.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, of course.
Lord.
If you don't have a crease in your pants, you're not ready for me. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Funky Town, Fort Worth.
Funky Town, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up and show your love this morning for Tamron Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tamron, we had to roll you out. Well, we wasn't finna roll you out. Like, we had to come out with it because, man, we love you.
Yes, we do.
I love y'all. I love you so much. I'm so happy we finally got a chance to at least be together on the phone.
Come on now. I had to get it all the way together. So, first of all, congratulations. And I know that you have interviewed hundreds of people on your show, and we watch your show. So who do you feel like was one of the most compelling guests so far?
Oh, that's a great question. You know what? It's crazy because you interview a lot of people over the years. The best guests are people who come to talk. And so I don't like pulling answers out of people. I don't like struggling. You are on the show, so show up. So, I mean, the Brad, of course, amazing.
Hey!
Thank you. Good answer, Tamron. Good answer.
You want people to come and talk. You want them to show up. And I just like that feeling. We just went to Vegas with Usher. I had to, in the interview, he was talking so much, you know, when you're like looking at your clock like, man, I gotta go. I got a baby at home. I gotta get back home. It was amazing. So I love when people come to talk and just, we all wanted this life, and now you get the life and you don't want to talk. It's like, come on, man, you wanted this life. Let's talk about it.
Oh, Tamron, it's so good to hear your voice right now. With all the shakeups on TV this season, how has it affected you and your team?
It hasn't affected us at all, to be honest with you. We're in our fourth season. As Rickey said, I'm lucky enough to have now 2 daytime Emmys, and apparently that was some kind of record for a new show. But as I said, all shy, apparently. Of course I know it's a record. But you know, we've been very fortunate. I started the show, and 9 months into the show, we were in a global lockdown. So, you know, they tell you God doesn't put anything in front of you that you're not prepared for, that God does not prepare you for. So I was suddenly in my home like the rest of us. We were doing the show with my baby's like Nanit camera, 2 phones, an old iPad. I mean, it was just rigged up. And we did the show every day. So after that challenge and getting back in the studio, I won't say that it's easy because it's not, but we went through the worst of days. So it's been good. The staff is great. We're in our 4th season. We got picked up for the 5th season already. So it's been really, really good. And the guests have just been wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome. Tamron, this is Maria Moore, and I had a chance to interview you back in 2019, I believe, at the Essence Festival. And before our interview, you were talking, you just gave me a great just sister talk about being a woman in the industry and ownership. I want to ask, what would you say was a pivotal moment in your career when you knew it was going to be different for you as a woman in this industry?
The first day? The first job?
Not the first day.
Okay.
The very first application. My first job was in Bryan College Station, and then I went on to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. And with each of those moves came different challenges. But, you know, one of the things, and I got a lot of heat for this once I did an interview, and I said, when young black women particularly come into me and they say, well, tell me how hard it is being a black woman in this industry, I always stop them and say, listen, if you look at the roadblocks, you don't see the road. I know it's hard. You know it's hard. My mama was a 19-year-old single mother who made sure that I went to Our Mother Mercy in Fort Worth, Texas, and she didn't have, money to her name to buy any clothes for herself, and she was buying me those uniforms. So to sit there and lay out the hardships to you would be a disservice. I want you to see the road. We can always talk about the roadblocks, certainly, because we know that. But I want you to see the road, because the whole game is, if you keep talking about the roadblocks, that's the distraction to keep you from seeing the road. And I don't want you to be distracted. And when I said this, I got a lot of black bloggers not happy with how Tamron Hall's turning young black women around. And I said, you're silly, because if you keep looking at the challenges, that is what your enemy wants you to do. So I'm not going to lay out the challenges. I'm going to tell you how I kept my eye on the road. Isn't that what they tell you when you go to driver's ed? Never take your eye off the road.
Right.
And I want them to keep their eye out on the road. And so that's what I try to do. But, yeah, the day I walked in the building and I replaced the same black woman 2 times at 2 different stations, I knew the one.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, it
wow.
was, certainly.
I know she was
sure
mad.
Well, listen, the second time when I came in, we both were like, damn. Oh, here we go again.
Dang. Oh, my gosh.
But, think about how sick that is that you walk in the room and you see the one other black woman and you and her both know what the deal is. And that was what I experienced in the early 90s. Thankfully, that changed to some degree, but we know that we are still, as women of color, still so not represented in our full story and in our full greatness in the media. And until that changes, which is why I'm so proud of our show, we just got numbers in, and we are the most diverse daytime show out of anything that's on ABC, out of any of our competitors. And we have wonderful competitors. I don't like calling people competitors, my friends who do other shows. But in reality, our audience is, split straight down the middle, women of color and women who happen to be white. And that's something I'm very proud of, because I don't like people to believe that because we're black, only black people listen to us. You have a wonderful show that everybody listens to. Yes, your audience might be largely black people, but guess what? Anybody should be able to listen to Rickey, Smiley. Anybody should be able to listen to the Bratz music and recognize that it's fire. Period.
Oh, my God, man. We are so proud of you, and congratulations on season 4. And we're so excited for you, and we look forward to having you back on. Tamron, you can come on anytime. I don't care. You come on.
You promise? Can I want to co-host for a week when I'm on break. I want to come in and I want to co-host.
Tamron, come on. Tamron, let's do it. Yes, sir, man.
Every day.
Because you can't get me to say stuff that I'm going to have to issue apology. I don't want to, the day after I leave, have to write down an apology to everybody that was offended. So you can't get me in trouble.
And you got the Michelle. And listen, I'm excited about that. And you got the Michelle Obama interview coming up about her new book. So what was that like?
Oh, my God. Well, I am on a train on Friday. I'm taking the train to Philadelphia. We're hitting the road with Mrs. Obama to talk about her book. I'm so blessed that she invited me to come on the road. So we're going to get the heart of the book. And what it is about is overcoming challenges and overcoming insecurities. It's crazy to think that Michelle Obama talks about being insecure and not feeling good enough, even at this stage. Like, she's not talking about even in her childhood. She was talking about she was nervous, with Becoming coming out, and that was her first bestseller that broke records, and how President Obama had to really give her a pep talk. Imagine him being her hype man, right? She would need somebody to tell her that she's good enough, and she's always so vulnerable and so real. So this book is a love letter in so many ways to all of us, to remember that we all have insecurities. There's not a person on this planet who doesn't at some point get nervous, who doesn't feel good enough, who has all those things, and she's like that, and she reveals it. So we're hitting the road with her. We've got some surprises. I'm actually in my dressing room right now because on the other side of the building, Fat Joe is here. He is talking about his memoir, and I love this. His wife and family are coming, and as he said, they never leave the house, and so they are coming in the audience to be his hype man, for lack of a better description. So we got that coming up. We got great conversations, but it's a blessing. I never imagined a kid from Luling, Texas, would be able to have this show. I've been fired. I've been rehired. I've been whatever you want to say. What is it? Fried, died, laid to the side. All versions. But I'm 52 and I'm still standing because people like y'all root for me, and I hope you know I root for you, and I love you.
I've been rooting for you. You don't understand.
Oh, Lord.
Come on now.
Rudy Roo. Rudy Roo. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for Tamron Hall. Proud of you, and we absolutely love you, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.